Hello, this is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your comments, and thank you for your thumbs up. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. And yes, we are committed to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. Well, y'all, in case you don't know who this is the one and only Candace Owens, the conservative podcaster who was a fan of Donald Trump's from the very beginning, who said there was no racism, who said she didn't want anything to do with our culture. She said all kinds of things about black people. And this is what Donald Trump has called her, the vile person of the year. Now, this is not a real Time magazine cover. This is Donald Trump's Time magazine cover of Candace Owens. It is not a flattering picture of her. It's really just, I don't know what to say about this, other than that this is Donald Trump at his best. Out of all the things that's going on in the world, Donald Trump has resorted to being Donald Trump, which is why he shouldn't be the president of the United States. That doesn't mean that he doesn't have some good ideas about how this country should move forward, but Donald Trump should not be the president of the United States because no president should stoop to this level of pettiness. But this is Candace Owens getting another wake up call. She thinks that she's in the package with these white people, and she's not. So Donald Trump has called her the vile person of the year and made her the cover of his, well, fake cover of his Time magazine, vile person of the year. Like I said, this is the epitome of pettiness. But I can't think of anybody that deserves this more, anybody that's not in his cabinet, that deserves this more, this humiliation, because this is humiliating, because basically he has depicted her as a slave woman. It looks like she's been beat up by the slave master or the overseer. And Candace Owens is really a beautiful woman, but this is not a beautiful picture of her. But I can't think of anybody who would be more deserving of this kind of depiction than Candace Owens, except somebody in his cabinet. Donald Trump has criticized Candace Owens in multiple Truth Social posts, calling her low IQ, crazy, vile person of the year, and accusing her of seeking attention through controversy. And I agree with him on that. But all of this low IQ stuff, he calls all people that are not white low IQ, even though the people that he has in his cabinet are some of the most low IQ people in the world. He's called her crazy, which she might be, and he calls her a vile person and accuses her of seeking attention through controversy. But Candace Owens fell out with Donald Trump the first time he ran for president because they wouldn't let her speak at the Republican National Convention. She thought she was going to speak because she thought she had so much clout. And I don't even think she was invited. I think she kind of bum rushed her way in. But anyway, they wouldn't let her speak. So she's been on the outs with Donald Trump since then. It's been low key, but she's been on the outs with him since they wouldn't let her speak at the first Republican convention when he ran for president in 2016. This particular criticism of Candace Owens has come after she has criticized his handling of the Iran war and other issues. She has been talking about him really awful lately. And so now he's giving it back to her because he really does have a bigger platform than she has. She has answered by saying it's time to put grandpa away. That's what her comeback is. But he has put a very unflattering picture out about Candace Owens. And so she gets still another wake up call because these white people are not playing with her. And she has called the First Lady of France a man. She says that Bridget Macron was born a man. Now, this is where it gets interesting with Candace Owens. Her buddies, the white right, MAGA people in the United States, continue to say that Michelle Obama is a man, even though Michelle Obama has hospital records. She has records from when she was in the first grade. She has pictures from when she was in elementary school, middle school, high school, college. She has documentation of her life from birth until now. Whereas Candace has not taken on Michelle Obama. She hasn't said anything about Michelle Obama being born a man, but she has said the First Lady of France, Brigitte Macron, was born a man. And Brigitte Macron has filed a defamation lawsuit against Candace Owens, which is still active and ongoing. Now, she had said, or the rumor had said, that they had dismissed it, that the court had dismissed the lawsuit. And Candace Owens had filed a motion that the lawsuit against her be dismissed on the grounds of statute of limitation and something else she said. But that lawsuit is active and ongoing because I just looked it up. If that lawsuit is not dismissed, Candace Owens is going to have to go to court and prove that Brigitte Macron was born a man because the burden of proof is on her, not on Brigitte Macron. Donald Trump has criticized Candace Owens for saying that Brigitte Macron was born a man because he has seen her and he knows that she's a woman. But he will not say that Candace said she was born a man, but they will say that Michelle Obama was born a man, and all they have, all of these measurements, and people who want to believe that, believe that. But Michelle Obama has pictures and documentation of her life. And that's all that's been said about that. But Candace Owens has not taken on Michelle Obama, which is kind of interesting. But she has taken on Brigitte Macron. Looking forward to this lawsuit. I really am. I hope they go to court, and I hope Candace proves it, since she knows for certain that Brigitte Macron was born a man. I want her to prove it. I want her to prove it to the world because Brigitte Macron says that she has been internationally humiliated by that. And it is internationally humiliating for somebody to say that you were born a man when they don't have any proof of it. So I'm looking forward to that. But back to the video. So Donald Trump wrote under his fake Time magazine cover, Candace Owens' stock, which was never very high, has fallen a long way. Her attack on the First Lady of France is despicable. I believe in this case, without verification, she is an extremely low IQ individual. And I looked for this cover and I couldn't find it. So I saw this on Tabitha Speaks channel. So I got it from there. So he calls her the vile person of the year. Then he says, Candace Owens lies, lies, lies. And that she uses rich white men. Donald Trump said that. She has zero fact check ratio on all credible fact checking sites. And she protects sex offenders. Well, I'm going to leave that one alone. Well, my contention is that Candace Owens fell out with Donald Trump in 2016 when they wouldn't let her speak at the Republican National Convention, as I have said. Now they're saying that she fell out with him after the 2024 election, saying that he was suppressing free speech and she was embarrassed that she had campaigned for him and blah, blah, blah. But I think that the bubble was burst with her in 2016. And you will notice that Donald Trump doesn't have any black women on his staff or in his cabinet. And Candace Owens is at least as intelligent as Pete whatever his name is, Hedgepeth, and that Indian man who is the director of the FBI, who they say is a drunk. But now he's saying that that's not true. He's saying that that Atlantic article that says he was a falling down drunk, basically, he says it's not true. But they've thrown out one of his lawsuits, and the one with the Atlantic is pending. But the Atlantic journalist says that he stands by his report. So we shall see. Candace Owens, however, is black, and she doesn't seem to realize that. And in this administration, that black is not popular with this particular administration. They would rather have any incompetent white person or an incompetent Indian, evidently, than to have a competent black person, because the black person, if they have any guts at all, is going to stand up to Donald Trump. And that's what he can't stand. Well, anyway, y'all, let me know what you think about Candace Owens getting this new wake up call. It's just fascinating to me. Just when I think that she's had all of the wake up calls she can get, she gets another one. All right, y'all, have a good day.